My faith story really starts from before I was born, that I was born into a mixed-raced single-parent family. My mum is white English and my dad is Nigerian, and in the 70s when my parents met, it wasn't really the done thing for a white woman to marry and fall in love with a black man, but that's what she did. But when my mum moved to Nigeria and had my two sisters, she realised that my dad wasn't the man that she thought he was, and she ended up fleeing Nigeria and around 8.5 months pregnant with me. Now, my great aunt, her husband was a reverend in the Methodist Church in England, so we lived in church accommodation. So my mum is a lifelong Christian, and I guess like any teenager, there's been times in my life when I drifted in and drifted out of faith. I can remember my strongest drift away from faith when I was around 14 years old, and I was really challenging God. That I was raised in a very affluent area of England, very middle class, where I saw a lot of my friends have things, and what they really had that I wanted was that father. Seeing my friends go to soccer games or to sports and have a father around, that was really, really tough for me, because you ask the question, why me? Why am I in this position? I remember I asked God to make me feel better, and to make me feel better, I wanted notoriety. I wanted to be noticed. And I saw that in the time in money. I wanted to have riches because I believe that's how the world judged success. I think I made that decision at 14, and God did make me successful. I bought my first house at 19. By my mid-20s, I had numerous houses, and I can remember I reached the top of that sort of successful mountain that you might say, the financial mountain, and I still felt unfulfilled. There was still an empty void in my life. And through a series of personal failures, mistakes, errors of judgment, whatever you want to call them, in 2014 the Lord really brought me to my knees and sort of said that, Simon, there's everything that you've been craving, but you have everything that you need right here. And I think what he was really saying to me was that I was still that scared little boy seeking validation from a man that was never going to come. And I think once I realised that and opened up my life to that, I really lent into my faith, and I started to look as to not what God hadn't given me, but everything that he had given me. And he had blessed me with a family, he'd blessed me with riches, he'd blessed me with a new life here in America, and he'd blessed me with a very strong work ethic. So that was a real pinnacle turning point in my life and faith story. And since that time, I lean into faith. My role is to share my personal story about the pain and the hurt I felt of having an absent father, and help other young men and encourage them that, there is a way to have significance in life. You can find your own purpose. You can find your own greatness if you lean into God and are open to all the blessings that he will provide you.